This is my 150-hour Dreaming Spanish update, where I'm going to talk about my experiences, good and bad, over the last 100 hours within the beginner stage videos. So if you're new around here, my name's Connor. Welcome to my channel, Gringo to Bilingual, where I started acquiring Spanish in September 2024. Because I'm from the UK, I focus on the España dialect. So what are the differences? There's a lot more content. Now, if you watch my last update, my 50-hour update, you will know, because I am focusing on the Spain dialect, I had to re-watch all of the videos that are available in the super beginner region. I had to re-watch them 3 times. Now, as you can imagine, re-watching these videos 3 times took its toll on my ability to focus and my ability to stay engaged. So the fact that there is a lot more content in the beginner videos is a lot better, straight from the offset. And another difference is they start to speak faster as you progress through the difficulty rating. Now, if you don't know, if you go onto the watch screen on the Dreaming Spanish page, and you can see, if you look across the top, there's a bar. If you press the sort by bar and you press easy, it will filter your videos from easy all the way down to the hard. Now, if you look at the top right hand corner of the videos whilst on the watch page, you will see a number. That number is the difficulty rating. Now, for me, I think it's perfectly logical to do this, to sort it from easy to hard, because it gives you a natural transition through the difficulty ratings, and it gives you a natural progression as well. For this reason, I didn't find much difference between the super beginner and the beginner videos to start with. Okay guys, so I'm going to talk about, I've got a section written here from 50 to 75 hours. Now at this point, I wanted to start taking Spanish more seriously. So I upped my input from an hour to 90 minutes, then to 2 hours. As I began, I noticed I was translating a lot in my head. Now, if you watched my previous update, my 50-hour update, you will know that I didn't start learning Spanish in September 2024. That's when I started to acquire Spanish. I started learning Spanish in the traditional sense in June 2024. So I had 3 months where I was learning grammar, I was learning vocab, and I was learning verb conjugations. Now, I think this has a lot to do with why I was translating in my head. Reason being is I was associating the words that I had learned through the traditional sense, and when I was hearing them on the Dreaming Spanish videos, I was associating it with the English word, the translation. So this is something that is not a great thing. It's something I've got to get out of a habit of, but I believe I'm beginning to kick that habit. But because I was translating so much, this ultimately led to me being in a rut. It led to me becoming tired. It led to me becoming mentally drained. And it led to me having a lack of focus. There were other factors involved as well. I was on holiday, so my routine had completely gone out the window. I believe that did play a part. So what I did is I chose to bring my daily input hours down. I brought it back down to an hour, because this enabled me to find the resilience I needed to endure this rut that I found myself in. So let's fast forward. Let's fast forward to 80 hours of input. So after the holidays, I was straight back up to 2 hours of input a day. I've spoken about the struggle to maintain focus, and when this occurs, I found it helpful to just sit back and to really try and appreciate understanding what I could understand. You know, you have to remember that 50 hours ago, I would have loved to be in the position that I found myself in. So yeah, it's really good to just sometimes just take a step back and just enjoy it in the moment, you know. So fast forward up to 100 hours. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm far from speaking. I'm far from beginning to talk. You know, I'm not wanting to talk until I get to about 1,000 hours of input. But constructing basic sentences in my head became better. I still had to think, but recalling words needed, it was easier than before Dreaming Spanish. I wasn't necessarily thinking of the sentence in English and then translating that into Spanish. You know, I could recall words and source words so much easier. So that was really positive, right? I've got it written down here. I know my comprehension was improving because when I know the context, specifically in Pablo and is it Adria's videos, I think those two have got great chemistry. They're just really fun to watch. You know, my comprehension was improving because when those two were talking, I was solely looking at them two. You know, the odd time I would probably glance at the whiteboard for some clarification on what they were saying, maybe a word I'm not used to hearing this much. But I found this so empowering and motivational. You know, it filled me with confidence. You know, I was, at the end of the day, I was listening to two guys communicate in their native language, a foreign language to me. I understood what was being said. You know, what an amazing feeling that is. You know, it's the reason I wanted to start learning Spanish in the first place, and it was at this point I was getting from it what I desired. So yeah, that was really, really positive. And as I progressed deeper into the triple-digit hourly input, I noticed by difficulty rating number 47, there were less or no visual prompts. Whereas before, you know, they was drawing on the whiteboard, or they were editing the video, so things were popping up here and there to help with to help with you understanding the video. They were still speaking at a smaller pace, but with the lack of visual prompts, this was further evidence of my ability to understand. You know, this hadn't just happened once. You know, when I was talking about Pablo and Adria's video, this wasn't the first time it happened. This was several times now. So it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't luck. I had understood most of what was being said without any guidance, and it's such a great feeling. By 130 hours of input, I'd had another dream. Now, once again, I'm going to refer back to my 50-hour update. I did have a dream within the first 50 hours. You know, it's down to immersion at the end of the day. I'm far from being able to dream in Spanish on a regular. It was only something small. You know, I was in my dream. I was listening to a native Spanish person speaking, and I didn't know what a certain word was. So I said, "¿Cuál es esa palabra?" Which is what is this word? How cool is that? How cool is that? Now I've completely immersed myself in the language, though. You know, and I believe it's because of the intensity and how much I enjoy acquiring Spanish as to why I've had that dream. I mean, I'm a lot further along now than 150 hours. I'm about 100. I've got about 194, I think. But since then, I've not had another dream. So yeah, by this point, I'm oozing with confidence with listening to Spanish. I'm finding it fun. I'm finding it engaging, and I'm feeling like this is going to work. So at times, with this confidence, at times I did notice that I was beginning to predict the context, what was going to be said next. I do this in English as well. I don't know if you guys ever do that. You know, when somebody's talking, just a fleeting thought, like you think, oh, are they going to say this? Are they going to say that? Well, I was doing this whilst watching the videos in Spanish as well. And now that's all well and good when you get it right, but when you get it wrong, it throws you off a little bit. Not massively, you know. This is a minor thing, but it's just something I noticed and that I thought might be interesting for you guys to hear. I don't know if you guys are having a similar problem or you've had a similar problem. But yeah, so and that's pretty much it, to be honest with you. At this point, I'm at 140 hours. Now, I've had the same problem again. I ran out of captivating content that would keep me engaged and keep me focused. So I moved on to the intermediate stage, 10 hours earlier. I don't believe this is a bad thing. I don't believe this is something that is going to set me back. Reason being, like I've said, I'm at 194 hours now. So, and I'm doing okay. So, but with that being said, I am going to do a 200-hour update just because the difference between beginner and intermediate is quite substantial. And I feel that the first 50 hours, well, in my case, the first 60 hours of input is quite important. So yeah, look out for that, guys. Overall, if I'm going to summarize, it's been good. You know, transitioning from super beginner to beginner was really easy. The main problems for me that I've found is my lack of focus. But as I've mentioned in my previous video, I do have diagnosed ADHD as well. So this is something that I'm used to. I have a fleeting attention span. So if you guys have trouble with focusing, you know, let me know in the comments as well, please, because I'd be interested to hear what you guys do to help you stay engaged. Obviously, I know you can watch content that's engaging to you, but sometimes even that doesn't work for me, and this is a worry that I do have. I use quite a few options to me that help me stay engaged. I have done a video on that as well, guys. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments, and I'll post that down. I'll upload that. But other than that, yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know how you're getting on. I'd be really interested to know. Okay, take care. Bye bye.